All right, I am going to do a read right now. In fact, I'm going to start doing live readings for all 12 signs, which I will post. And you can go back and read and, watch the one for your sign. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start with Aries. Today's date is, what is the date today? Today's date is October, today's date is October 8th, Friday, October 8th. All right. Sun, Moon, and Ascending for the sign of Aries. Let's see what we get. And if your sign hasn't shown up yet today, don't worry, I will get to it. All right. All 12 signs for the week of October 7th, 2021. Calling in high skies and angels for the sign of Aries so that we may be higher guided. All right. For Aries. So when I see something, what can I do there? Oh, enhance? Oh, I see. All right. For Aries, let's take a look and see what comes out for the sign of Aries. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Oh, the Sun card for Aries. We get the Sun card. Look at that, Sun. Which is interesting because for Aries, all of this Libra stellium is going to be in your 7th house of relationships. So that's going to activate your 7th house very, very strong for Aries. Oh, looks like things are going forward. Looks like Aries, we get the Knight of Pentacles. I'll show you guys the cards in a minute. And then we get the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. Wow, Aries. That's amazing. This is good. I suppose in some astrological houses, the 7th house can, in Vedic and some of the astrology studies, the 7th house is actually a very active house for success as well, because it involves other partnerships, and usually it's to create abundance and to expand with. So let's take a look, Aries. Well, you got a very glittery read here. We've got the Sun. I'm trying this background thing. Hang on, no face detected. Okay. We got the Sun card for Aries, then we get okay, I have to stay in the center, the Knight of Pentacles, and then we get the Ten of Pentacles, and then we get the Three of Cups, which is sort of celebration or a party, but then we also get the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. I see, I have to keep my head in the middle. Okay, Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so for Aries, and then we get the Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, and we have the Fool card. And because we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles and the Fool card, and then now I do see the Two of Cups, we are looking at a brand new financial, very abundant though. Wow, what an abundant moment for Aries. I'm quite impressed. I do a lot of reads, and when I get this many pentacles, it's a very, very it's something to be very optimistic about, and especially with the Sun there. So there is some kind of if you're Aries, Sun sign, or Moon, there is some kind of massive, strong expansion in your life through a new financial beginning, but it does look like it involves a partnership. So if you're single, I keep my head here. So if you're single, you'll either get engaged or you'll get involved with somebody that then creates a relationship. But if you're already married, you're going to start an abundant project with your other half. And it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Working, there is required effort involved. There will be compromises needed to be made. You're going to have to learn to make the other person happy more, You are a masculine sign, Aries, so the masculine signs want to honor the feminine a little more. What does that mean? You need to compromise with your feminine half. So if you're an Aries sun, you know, you've got the Aries energy. That's quite a strong masculine energy. So there's some sort of a compromising in this energy, because if you think about it, you've got Libra and all these planets in your 7th house of relationships. So you really are learning to compromise in relationships. And when you do this, it's almost that sort of it's sort of that transformative experience where you discover that your liberation comes through creating a more balanced, harmonic middle ground with the other person. And so I think that's really, really, really good. No, these are free readings. I'm just doing okay, we gotta block somebody here. Hang on one second. How do I block? Block. All right. Okay, sorry, I had to block somebody. I just came on here spontaneously to do the 12 signs, just trying it out and experimenting with all these backgrounds for fun. So, all right, let's keep going. So we were on Aries, and so Aries are learning to compromise, and through that, that was sort of the needed, balanced other half that Aries was needing now for really creating a very balanced, new, progressive, forward movement. Hi, everybody. I'm going to text somebody, just 1 minute. Oh, good. Hi, Tishani. Yes, I remember you too. I'm just going to text somebody. 1 sec. I'll be right back. So, we just talked about Aries, which was you have a very strong activation in your 7th house, just to run it through. And so, we just talked about Aries, which was you have a very strong activation in your 7th house, just to run it through. And that at Taurus. Sun, moon, and ascending Taurus. Let's take a look. Calling in highest guides and angels for the sign of Taurus. Taurus. Let's take a look for Taurus. All right. Ooh, funny. King of Pentacles comes out, which is, ooh, I got to keep my head in the middle here, which is a masculine. Oh, thanks, Tiger Lily. Hi, Tiger Lily. So anyway, for Taurus, I just decided to come on. I was going to do a card read of the day, and I just said, hell, I'm just going to go live. And then I started experimenting with all these backdrops, and then I said, hey, I'm just going to go live and just read all the 12 signs and then make it my post for the day. So anyway, for Taurus, look what comes up. King of Pentacles. That is a Taurus masculine. Now, what else can we say about that card? It is a very abundant man. It is the masculine energy, because it's the king. Taurus is actually a feminine sign. And so we get the Ace of Wands. What else for Taurus? Ooh, High Priestess comes up for Taurus. What else? Death card. Transformation. 2 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck for Taurus. Okay. So what we're looking at here for Taurus is, I would say that on the whole, we're looking at a very stable period for Taurans. We're looking at things being very financially stable here, but actually, possibly, what we're really looking at is an idea coming, a new idea, a new inspiring idea, a new start, something that really inspires you, that interestingly enough, because I get the High Priestess and I get the Death card, so we're really looking, I just want to see what house this falls for Taurus, because let me see what house this this all falls in the 6th house for Taurus. Interesting. Libra, all these planets are in your 6th house. So it looks to me for Taurus, this is an inspiring new beginning in the area of spiritualism, which is interesting because it's the 6th house. So I would say that on some level, because we are looking at the Libra energy, there is some sort of balance being created, more balance between your seeking material security, and now you are really feeling quite stable anyway financially, so you really are taking in a way a leap of faith and deciding to go more. You're far more inspired now by taking some kind of, don't forget we've got Scorpio as your opposite in astrology. So you're kind of going through a more balanced transformation where you're becoming a little more of a risk taker, and you're having a little bit more faith in the divine, and you're taking more risks. And the Ace of Wands is that you're very inspired. You're very inspired, and this is a very powerful transformation, and you are going to learn, but you have to learn how to balance these two forces. Wait. So here we are with those. That's the kind of the Libra energy, right? It involves another person. It involves working things out with other people. This is about inspiration, and this is about spiritualism, and this is about releasing, having to sort of micromanage your success. And now in a way you're throwing things a little more out into the ether, or you're throwing you're more risk-takey, and you're more trusting. And I'm going to have to say this is some sort of spiritual turnaround for you, you know, with these cards. So this is about, for Taurus, this is really about transforming your faith and living a more inspired and taking risks. Look at that, a brand new beginning, an idea comes in, and it's very spiritual. You're going to have a big transformative turnaround in your faith, in the sense that your security is more determined by a relationship with spirit rather than a relationship with material. So I think this is a big transformative, this is going to be, remember, all these shifts and changes are so that we become more abundant. So I think that for Taurans, you're going to find yourself much more abundant in that period. What I mean to say is that your stability is stable, but you're going to grow abundantly by being by trusting more in inspiring choices, and having faith that the spirit and the universe will support you. So any Taurans out there, leave a comment. So that's exciting. Now all these shifts and changes are going to be the balances that we needed to make to expand our abundance and for us to become more abundant. So try not to resist these changes. All right, we're now going to look at Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising Gemini. Let's take a look. Calling in high skies and angels for the Gemini collective. Very intelligent group of people. 3rd house. Very bright and mentally active. It's the mutable sign. They change their minds a lot. They have a hard time committing. It's because they're very aware of all the options. They're very tuned in sign. So let's go ahead and see what the cards have to say for the sign of Gemini. Ooh, choices. I get the 7 of Cups, which is all about making choices. And Gemini finds that challenging. I think, you know, oftentimes Gemini are sort of pushed into a corner where they just have to decide. Like they're just told, nope, you got to choose now. And they're like, I don't want to choose. I don't want to choose. But we do get the choice. You're Libra. Hi, Reyes. We'll get to Libra. Stick around because I'm sure that'll be interesting. Libra, we have a stellium in Libra. So anyway, we've got this choices for Gemini. Choices. Ace of Swords, right? Page of Pentacles. 3 of Swords. 2 of Cups. So it looks like the options and choices There is a destiny here for Gemini, interestingly enough, that is forcing them to make a choice. Because what's happening is for Gemini, it's clear now, clarity around a choice. So clarity is coming in around a choice. And it's new information coming in that's going to help you make a choice. And what is this information? It's going to bring in abundant opportunity. So in a way, Gemini can't choose for themselves. The universe has to sort of come in and say, okay, here's your choice. Where am I? So there's disappointment around the other choice. So Gemini, if you can't make your choice yourself, the universe is going to make it for you by showing you the option that you make that isn't in alignment will disappoint. And so this new opportunity is coming in that makes it clear that your other choice relationship, some kind of a relationship, let's put it this way, even if you're in a relationship, you're going to see, if you're in the right relationship, you're going to see information that shows you that it is the right relationship and you can commit. If it is the wrong relationship, this information is going to show you why. And then you're going to be able to sort of open up to the new opportunity, which then leads you to your right destiny choice. So in other words, your choices are being made for you by an opportunity that comes in that reveals the truth and the right choice that you couldn't make on your own terms, but the universe is showing you the right choice, and you're going to be very, very clear as to why and what was disappointing about the other choice. So this could be in a relationship, but if I look at Gemini and I look at Libra in Gemini, covers your 5th house of relationship and friendships. So it's very possible you do reevaluate some of your friendships, and you decide the one of these friendships is going to sort of bubble up and become a financial opportunity and expansive that turns into a project that you do together that is very, very abundant. All right, Gemini. Okay, now we are now going to do, let's see, what sign are we on after Gemini? Cancer. Calling in all guides and angels for Cancer, rising, sun, moon, and if you have a stellium, of course, in that planet, we must ask for advice and clarity on what is going on for the sign of Cancer. All right, thank you, Spirit. Let's see. All right, let's take a look. Oh, hi. Oh, you're Cancer. Okay, great. Let's take a look for Cancer. Wow, interesting. This card came out again for Cancer. 7 of Cups. Choices again, options, but we're in alignment. I'm Cancer ascendant too. So we're in alignment. We're looking at choices that are in alignment. Cancer is trying to figure something out, trying to make a choice around some options. Looks like there's a lot of options. Because somebody they think isn't. Some Cancers are sort of moving on from a relationship, looking for more in alignment choices because they think somebody else is running and isn't coming, or someone's gone, or they don't think something's going to happen. So they're trying to reevaluate choices. Let's take a look more on that. Because they think that another option is no longer a possibility. Well, that is good. That's good. That's like saying, okay, something's gone. That's healthy, actually. So, and then we get the Ace of Wands on that. So the divine is saying that this is this opens things up for inspiring new beginnings. So we have Libra over your 4th house, which is the house of Mother. So Cancer, interestingly enough, we're learning about our core issues in relationships that in other words, we're healing something deep in our mother relationship that's re-shifting our processing of what's going on in our relationship. So in other words, this stellium in our 4th house is healing an imbalance we have with our mother. And there's some kind of a negative purging, or we're clearing out. So in other words, the thinking that we have that something isn't going to work out and they're leaving or they're abandoning us is stored in a mother dynamic, childhood wounding dynamic, where you're processing abandonment. You're processing things as abandonment. Cancer are processing things as abandonment, so they're seeking other choices. This is negative thinking. This is thinking something's over, but this is the reigniting relationship. So there is a person in everyone's life that is the reigniting love. This is what tarot shows us. It is the divine. The divine reignites. The divine reignites it. You are their other half. And Cancer is a feminine energy, so this is about Cancers being more in their power and not giving their power away to a relationship, which is that you are a full sovereign in your power being. You have all it takes. You don't need a relationship for your salvation. You are a power force of your own. This is clearing out an imbalance. This is the Libra sign for Cancer. This is an imbalance in our energies, where we need to learn how to balance ourselves in relationships, because this is squaring Pluto in our 7th house, and Pluto is going direct in the 7th house. So we're learning to balance our needs. So just because our needs are not met in a relationship does not mean Cancer is being abandoned. It means that you're learning to not need so much out of relationships. Cancer have a tendency to do that. They have Capricorn over their 7th house of relationships. What does that mean? That means I tend to make relationships my salvation instead of God. So Cancer, something that seems completely over in a relationship, you're pretty sure that the person isn't coming back, or they're just a runner, or it's just not going to work. I'm really ugly, but only on the outside. Aw, I don't believe that. So Cancer are learning that it's your processing that's out of balance. It's the way you think that's out of balance. It's your processing is still processing from childhood wounding from mother. You're learning how to balance that into being more in your sovereign power, which is that you really are a fully fulfilled, contained sovereign being with the divine in you and your higher but your higher self is calling to be more in your life than the relationship, and your higher self has more power to create abundance and brilliance. So really, for Cancer ascendant in this Libra stellium, it's really to become more balanced in relationships towards you, like giving you more, being more in alignment with you rather than the relationship. And this all stems from mother. If you're born ascendant Cancer, you have strong Cancer in your chart, you are definitely born here to clear mother, daughter, or mother, father, son. You can be a man too, with Cancer, and have to clear, because Cancers are so sensitive, they're clearing an attachment to mother, an attachment to another person, and the divine. So really, we're supposed to shift to our attachment to divine. All right, Cancer. So next we have, who do we have after Cancer? We have Leo, ruled by the sun. Cancer is ruled by the moon. Leo is ruled by the sun. So Leo is, what sign are we looking at for Leo? Where did I put my notes? The stellium for Leo is happening in your 3rd house of communication. You're going to have to learn probably how to be more balanced in your communication. Leo is a very strong sign. They're very centered in themselves. I don't mean that there's shadow aspects where they can be very self-centered, but it's in positive aspect, it's just self-love and self-value and believing in yourself and these good things. So communication is a two-way street, and so let's take a look and see what's going on for Leo with this stellium in the third house. Seven of Pentacles. Let me see what else you've got going on. Where's the third? You've got the third house. Uranus in your 10th. King of Pentacles shows up. Hang in there. So we get, for Leo, we get, wow. It looks like, remember, this is cardinal time, so things are shifting. We really are shifting. This is seasonal shifts. Just like me, I mean, this is a whole new beginning for me being here on TikTok. And it is quite a big seasonal shift for me. I mean, this is like a whole new thing, so it's quite a powerful shift. And we get the Leo leaving unfulfilled situation. Leo is seeking more creative fulfillment. They do. Leo need that. Leo need a lot of creative fulfillment. They're turning away from, they're realizing the source of their emptiness. They're realizing the third house is thinking, thoughts, ideas, communication. They are seeking financial independence and seeking aligned action towards sort of freedom from an empty experience and work. This read really does look like a very strong work read, but then we also get reconciliation and we get the Six of Cups, which, so we get the Six of Cups, and then that really does, and then at the bottom of the deck we get hang in there. So the message for Leo is, you're gonna know, let's pull a clarifier, because you're really just, you're focused too much on financial security in the sense that you've lost your, Leo need to be doing creative things or they're not fulfilled. They're empty. If you have Leo in your chart, you gotta have a creative expression, a creative outlet, because you're going to feel empty. And then you're going to seek your fulfillment through relationships or other sources that seem immediately fulfilling, or that feed your gratification quickly. And that isn't going to really work. It continues this empty feeling. Okay? So you're sort of becoming aware of that. And you now are aware of how out of alignment you are. But this is great, because now you're going to know how to be in alignment. You're going to become very aware of what it is you want to align more. And now I think you may find yourself in a little bit of a trap situation, which means, oh, fantastic. So this is a transformation. We have Pluto stationing direct in your in your sixth house. So you really are transforming out of this fear, because that's in your sixth house's work, day-to-day routine. So you're really shifting out of shall we say I don't want to say addiction, but like an attachment to every day-to-day security. So it's like on a day-to-day level, you're working and doing things just to maintain sort of a security. Let me go back to your Pluto. And you're really transforming. You're becoming more courageous. You see, because we get this transformation, and you're going to change. This is understanding how to fill your cup is going to set you free from a feeling of being trapped. Okay, and that you have to have a creative outlet. You are not going to be happy, Leo, without it. That fire signs, you got to have that. So there's that too. You're going to become aware of what it is that you need here. You know, you're going to become very aware of what it is that you desire here. And you're also going to become very aware of how important it is for you to fill your cup. Ah, look at this World card. Isn't that fantastic? So that says this is the karma clearing that was needed. You're going through a little bit of a karma clearing too, where you're releasing attachment to things, you know, that were what, you know, security that made you feel trapped, but you're releasing that attachment, and you're now clearing a deep fear around trying to sort of control your destiny and letting it flow more, you know, letting your destiny flow more. But you do have an idea of how to fill your cup, so it's almost like you're shifting into a person that's going to go fill their cup rather than create security. And then what is your outcome in all of that? Wow, sort of ascension, like a big upgrade here in your whole living experience. I mean, this is a transformational time. I mean, it has to be for everybody because of this. If you've got cardinal planets in your chart, you're going to be having some kind of a square to Libra at some point here, and you're going to be experiencing serious changes. Oh, good. You spent all morning meditating. Did you come in contact with any sort of inspiring talent that you desire to come in more knowledge of, or in more mastery of, or in more interactive relationship with? Something to think about. All right, we're going to call in now for the sign of Virgo. Sun, moon, and ascendant for the sign of Virgo, please. Spirit, what message can we bring for Virgo? What message can we bring for Virgo today? Four of Swords. Seven of Cups. Everyone's getting these choice cards. I guess Libra is really about making a choice, you know. And then quitting. The World card. Okay. I like how this background works with my cards. It's like it blends, doesn't it? Wait. Okay. Good morning, Engordita. Okay. What do we get here? We are looking at Virgo. This stellium of Libra hits Virgo in your, is it your second house of finances, Virgo? So that appears to be some kind of a choice. I get the Four of Swords for Virgo, and then I get the Seven of Cups. There's definitely a choice needing to be made, because you want to seek more peace around something, and it's looking like you've really moved on, and you've quit. It looks like you've gotten over a relationship, gotten over someone, and if you're in a current relationship and it's not the right relationship, you're ready to move on and end it. Your boyfriend's Virgo. Or if you're in a relationship but you haven't been fully committed, you're quitting other choices. So in other words, Virgo are taking because this is in the sign of Libra, Virgo are knowing now the difference between what they need to move on from and what they don't. In other words, they're quitting, they're becoming very aware of what is the best thing for them. They're becoming relationship savvy. Let's take a look, because they have Capricorn over their, Virgo have Capricorn over your fifth house of relationships. So you're releasing addictive tendencies in relationships. You're shifting into a more balanced reason for being, oh, look at this, Ace of Cups. So it's almost like you're really understanding the nature of love, because you've got that Pluto in your fifth house, which is a lot about the young, the children. It's Venus. It can be about beauty. It can be about sort of superficial love, and that Seven of Cups is about superficial things. So it seems to me like Virgo are really making a major transformation to love being a very inside experience, and really wanting and really having clarity around the relationships that are right for them, what's real and what isn't, and attachments to what isn't real. Ooh, and so you know what that does for you. Look at that. That really breaks you free, because you're like no nonsense now. Where? Oh, so Virgo, you're becoming no nonsense about relationships is another way to put it. You're not going to want the relationship that doesn't work. It's like you're done with baloney, and you're now really going. But that is the energy that you've needed to shift into, because with Pluto going direct in your 5th house, which is around fears, right? Pluto is going to reveal our soul fears. You're breaking free from some sort of attachment or fear, or having to either look really young for relationships or be really young, or there's some sort of an externalized choice around relationships that you're breaking free from in order to make a fresh start in the material. Look at that. But it's also, all of this is going to upgrade everybody financial. And by the way, again, I get this card. Maybe the big shifts aren't happening right now, but the seeds of the shift and the breakthrough of the energy is happening right now. All right. So we really are looking at if you're in a relationship, Virgo, you're going to release your fear attachment to the relationship, which is going to be very good for you. And then you're going to have a really good, it's going to shift your relationship. If you're not in a relationship, you're going to shift your energies from needing a relationship or having these fear attachments to sort of, because remember, the 5th house is also sort of young, it's sort of playful, it's sort of superficial, can be. These are sort of superficial type relationships. So you're ending your attraction towards superficial relationships. You want no nonsense, you want the real deal, you know the difference now, you're going to cut away what is not right. And because of that, this is going to also really expand you, because it's going to align you with your right relationships, but it's also very in your harmony, in aligned energies. So this is, and Pluto is also the house, see, Venus, I mean, the 5th house is Leo, so it's a very expansive, it could really expand your finances, because you're going forward in the 7th house, Pluto in your 5th house of relationship, and the stellium in your 3rd house, communications. So in other words, a relationship from the past could come back and things could go forward, because you now know what the right relationship is, and you know which one that is. Hope that's clear. All right, that's what I got for you, Virgo. Now we are going to Libra. All right, Libra, calling in Libra's highest guides and angels to be with us in this read so that we'll get to Capricorn soon, so that we may be higher guided in aligned action for the good of all towards our best destiny and the best version of ourselves. Thank you, Spirit. So Libra, you guys have a lot going on. This is a powerful time. I run into Libras. I ran into a friend Libra yesterday. It was like, whoa, her life is just totally shifting. And her life is totally shifting. Ooh, nice. 9 of Pentacles for Libra, 2 of Swords. Again, choices being made. Interesting. Very similar to Aries. So we get Libra, you are relationship people. You want to be in relationships. Abundance, but also someone you're very attracted to, or you are very attracted to, or there's somebody you're very, very attracted to that you don't see how it can work with, or that you're trying to make a choice, or you haven't been able to choose, or you haven't seen a choice. You turned away from because you didn't think you had enough money. In other words, you didn't think you were good enough for this relationship, Libra. But you still are always trying to work your way back. You're always trying to work your way back to the situation. Okay, we'll get to the bottom of this. If you're in a relationship, Libra, this could be... We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Put it this way, you're becoming aware of a spiritual, the connection. In other words, you're very aware, because Libra, if you think about it, all of these planets are in your sign. This is about balance. This is about relationships. This is about figuring out what is the right relationship for Libra. This is about figuring out how to commit. Being very attracted to someone doesn't necessarily mean they're the right one. But if you're in a relationship, let's take a look. you're becoming very, very aware of if you're in the right relationship, you're aware of the spiritual element of the relationship, and you're becoming more balanced in the spiritual aspect of the relationship. Let's pull that again. I want to get the Libra message very well here. I want to get it right. Let's try it again for Libra. Let's get another layer on this. Let's try again, Libra. Ace of Cups, fresh new start in relationships. See if I can put that card there. I have to put my face in the middle. Okay, so if you're already in a relationship, this is clearly going to redefine, you're redefining your relationship, and you're becoming more centered on its spiritual. Love is ethereal, not material. So if you're Libra, you're really becoming, this is a breakthrough, right? Big breakthrough for Libra about love and about the spiritual aspect of it, and sort of like a total shift in what matters about love, in what matters, in what you value in love. And it is that it's spiritual. It's almost like you're going to let your hair down. You're not going to care about what you look like anymore. You're going to have this whole understanding about what is real love and what does that mean and how liberating it truly is. You don't have to hold on to it. You don't have to look perfect for it. You can have your hair messy. Doesn't matter. Because Libras always look really great. Like Libras are Venus ruled. They want to look good. But it's almost like you're waking up because you can be an externalized Libra where you look at everything on the surface and you see everything is looking good, or you can become internalized Libra where you know that it's all spiritual and it's the light that makes everyone look good. It's the light that shines within you that makes you beautiful, right? And so you drop into the light that shines within you that makes you beautiful. And now there's like this really healthy balance between the two. Thank you. Hello, Jesus loves you always. I love Jesus. I'm a big Jesus fan. So Libras are really busting free here. And then there's some sort of rapid, it's like, I always say, like, it's these, if we have like a balloon or a ball and we're holding it underwater and then we release some sort of a resistance or control to something, it sort of pops up and we experience a liberating experience. Freer communication, Libra. They're going to, basically what Libras are going to do is they're going to break out of, because remember we're talking about the third house. So we're breaking out of, they're communicating. So it's like Libras are having this, I'm sorry, we're talking about Libra. Yeah, why am I saying the third house for Libra? I'm sorry, Pluto for Libra is in your fourth house. So for Libra, your fourth house is sort of activating. In other words, it's going to expand your family because you're going to be more soul-centered. Things are going to move very quickly. You're going to communicate better. And you're sort of breaking out of yourselves. I mean, really, that's the best way I could say it. You're breaking free from your own mental restrictions. You're really shifting more into your heart space, Libra. That's what this is saying. You really are. You're making that mind-heart shift alliance. Let's see what else. So yeah, you may have made sort of superficial choices in relationships, or because I get this card here, there is a deep, sometimes the Libras go superficial on relationships because they feel they're not quite good enough. They don't want somebody in that deep, so they're kind of moving on. So they try to move on, and then there's some sort of sabotaging in relationships. But because you're going to go more spiritual around these relationships, you have a more grounded idea that what's spiritual, you're going to really pull away from relationships that aren't in your center, that aren't the right cup. And then that does put you in your abundant, your true abundant that really expands your finances. And then we do look at a commitment here with Libra. So you're ready to commit because you're making that shift into complete awareness as to what really love is, and that we shine from the inside out, and that once that love is the most beautiful thing, and you're beautiful because you're in love, and then that love shines through and creates the beauty in your life, rather than it the other way around, where you're seeking beauty on the outside around your love, and does that make your love stable? All right, Libra. That's for Libra. So now we're going to look at Scorpio. We just had Venus in the sign of Scorpio. It is now moving into Sagittarius, actually today. That really does, I forget to say that does impact. Libra is ruled by Venus, and it's going into the sign of Sagittarius. So Libras are going to be much more adventurous, wanting to be more adventurous, travel, and sort of higher caliber relationships again, because the ninth, what am I saying? Sagittarius is a very high consciousness type energy, so they might be more attracted to sort of spiritually high consciousness people, or people that are more seeking spiritualism or things like that. All right, let's go into Scorpio now. Venus was in your sign, Scorpio, so let's take a look. For Scorpio, Venus, let's see, this moon, for Scorpio, this new moon, this Libra stellium is in your 12th house. So it might have been kind of intense. And we have Pluto, which is the planet that rules you, stationing direct in your, where is Pluto for Capricorn? Let's see, for Scorpio. In your third house of communication. So Scorpios have been really clearing their throat chakra. They've been learning how to communicate, speaking their soul truth in a way that creates expansion in their life, rather than, you know, more emotional turmoil or upset. So calling in Scorpio's highest guides and angels to be with us in this read, so that they may be higher guided. And clarity of action would be fabulous. Ooh, world card. Boop. You've arrived. You did have Venus going through. So there is some kind of karma cleared here for you guys. Some kind of energy cleared that is now enabling you to really give birth to a new experience and to join a new level of, wow, nice card, Scorpio. So this looks like you are really reaching a plateau. You've reached a level. You did just have Venus in your sign. You are ruled by Pluto. Pluto is stationing direct right now. So Scorpio are reaching a whole new plateau. They're going forward. Because Pluto transits where we need to learn to be more in our power. So for Cancer, for instance, it's in our 7th house. So we have to learn to be more in our power in relationships, which means more in our own center power. So for Scorpio, you've really learned to be in your total self-power. Like, you're way more in your power. Pluto in your own sign, right? Pluto is your planet in the sign of Capricorn, clearing fears around, for Scorpio, it's fears of communication and speaking your truth. It's a form of control to not speak your truth. So they're letting go of control and being more in their power. This is going to show them how out of alignment they've been. And now we get the King of Pentacles there, which is like, let's pull a clarity on that. Let's pull clarity on 10 of Wands. So you've tried too hard in relationships, in your communication, to hold and control the relationship, right? You're waking up to the addictive nature of that, the codependency in that. So in other words, you're seeing how you work a little too hard in your relationships. But you're waking up, because I get this that's what's happening right now. You're realizing, because you're seeing the changes occur as you speak your truth. You're becoming more in your power, and as you become more in your power, you're starting to feel more confident, and you're starting to attract more abundance. So that's the sort of way it works, and your energy frequency is raising because you are more in your sovereign power. You're speaking your truth. You're waking up to how I get that wake up card on the King of Pentacles. Let's take a look. What are you waking up to, Scorpio? Clarify this, Spirit. Having fun. Let's take a look. Let's see. There is a new beginning, of course, the Fool card. You're really becoming more in your power and okay to walk away from relationships, and you're ready for a new beginning, possibly in a relationship, but you're willing to turn away emotionally. You're really much more in your power. You're okay to be alone. You've really mastered a situation you thought would really begin. A lot of water signs are kind of going through that, but you're leaving that situation because it doesn't feel like it's ever really going to happen. They're ever really fully going to commit. And so you're really tired of that emotional instability. So now you're really more in your power. You really want to, you're okay stepping out on your own if you're leaving a relationship. And you really are knowing, there's that World card again, you really have reached a plateau. Good for you, Scorpio. Something has really shifted where you're not codependently attached. Because remember, we're looking at the Libra energy. The Libra energy is all about balancing in relationships, balancing. So if we're giving too much in relationships, we have to give less. And maybe that's the problem. It isn't that the other person isn't giving enough. Maybe we're giving too much. The Scorpio water energies tend to give too much in relationships. All water signs do. So you really have to learn to be more in your balance, hold back, give more to yourself, be more in your own power, be okay to be single. Like, that's the idea about fearing of communication. If you have to set a boundary or something that's not in the relationship, Scorpio would have repressed that information. It will explode out through an emotional sideways, creating, drama or problems. But now the Scorpio are realizing how to communicate honestly, and they're okay to lose the relationship if they need to, but they have to speak their truth. So that's very strong. That's very empowered. That means you've shifted. That's being in your power. That's Pluto stationing direct, okay? All right, let's take a look for Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, Rising. We have Venus entering your sign right now. We have Jupiter stationing direct next week. It rules your chart. Could be good. Then also we have Jupiter going into Pisces soon, which is also good for Jupiter, which then is good for Sagittarius. So let's call in Sagittarius, highest guides and angels. Be with us in this read so that they may be guided to their highest best destiny in love and life. And what else? In aligned action, clarity of action. That puts all Sagittarii in alignment. Spirit, thank you. What is the message for Sagittarius? Message for Saggies. Now for Sagittarius, we have this Libra stellium. Saggies, this Libra stellium is in your 11th house. Plus, Pluto for Saggies is in your 2nd house of finances. So Sagittarius has been going through a lot of fear, control, power struggles with finances. And the 11th house friendships. They may have been, this is going to activate friendships. You're going to have a whole new group of friends. But also more balance, because we're talking about Libra balance. So Sagittarius are looking at a whole new, brand new beginning. You might be letting go of a group of friends that are not balanced for you, that hasn't been a fair give and take. And now you're going to be in relationships with people, a friends group, 11th house. Somehow relationships or relationship from a friends group could turn into a serious relationship. So, all right, did we call in the guides and angels for Sagittarius in this read? Highest frequency guides. Thank you, Spirit, guidance and alignment towards highest best destiny and highest version of ourselves for Sagittarians. Water, Sun, masculine, Ace of Wands. We like that for Sagittarius. And commitment. Wow, look at this, Sagittarius. So, Sagittarius, if there's a blind spot for Sagittarius, it would be commitment and discipline. Sagittarians have a hard time as well at committing. Actually, Sagittarians can commit. They don't necessarily are disciplined about it. So we get this water sign, masculine. We get the Ace of Wands. We get the Hierophant and the Two of Swords. So, for Sagittarius, what we're looking at is, wow, interesting, an inspiring new beginning that is really in your heart, that really inspires you. You're going to be able to commit to something here. This is in your 11th house too, so it is involving balancing out in relationships. You could get very involved in a relationship and commit in a relationship, and that leads to marriage that you thought was possibly no way. But then look at this. There's this card, the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is really saying that abundance is a part of this situation. So let's pull a clarifier on the Two of Swords. Is this a blocked situation by the Sagittarius? This ending, there's the Libra card, the World card. So it looks to me like Sagittarius are really tuned into what's inspiring and what they can commit to, because they get inspired about a lot of things. All fire signs tend to get charged up and inspired by a lot of things, and then they lose their interest and they don't commit and they don't do the disciplined action behind it. But it looks to me like Sagittarius are very inspired and they're very in heart alignment with their actions that enables them to either commit to a relationship or really commit to a project, because they're ending their blocks around it. So somehow Sagittarius are ending a block to something. And now we get the World card. Interesting. Let's try it again. I'm going to pull some more cards for Sagittarius. Let's get some more messages from the universe for Sagittarius, please. What is the message from the universe for Sagittarius? My ex is Sag. Oh, yeah. I don't think he's your ex. All right, let's take a look. So basically, everybody in relationships that are sort of your divine mates, that if you're in a divine mate, true love relationship, spiritual connection, spiritually aligned relationship, the pull and the attraction of a spiritual relationship is very strong, okay? So Sagittarians are going to communicate. See, this is communication, or they're going to hear communication, or they're going to communicate that they're very unhappy, turned away from a relationship, and that they're ready to jump all the way in. They've been lonely, or they're alone and they're single and they're ready to jump all the way in. Okay, Tiger Lily? So there's communication here about a truth. Sagittarians communicate a truth. We've got 11th house, Pluto for Saggies. In the 2nd house, finances. So that's also a house of relationships, and Libra is very much the energy of, it's all about relationships and more balance. So there is a balanced situation for Sagittarians becoming more balanced. What is it? It is calming down, finding the right aligned action that really is their truth, their true inspiration, the thing that truly inspires a Sagittarian, the thing that will last, the thing that they're going to be able to put discipline behind, that they're going to be able to put structure behind. So there's sort of like a balancing of that. And because it's in the sign of Libra, it's going to somehow involve a relationship. It's co-creating. It's possibly a project with somebody that you're in a relationship with. But bottom line, there is an ability to really jump all the way in now into a relationship. Sagittarians maybe have not been able to fully commit, and now they've been alone and they've been lonely. So, but in alignment, they've taken some time to themselves, and now they feel really ready to jump all the way in. They're going to communicate. Let's take a look at the bottom of the deck. It's a spiritual connection, guys. Spiritual connections win, always. Because love is ethereal, not material. Love is not about how you look, how sexy or how hot anybody is. As I adjust my hair, I still like to look, I don't want to look messy, but we want to look our best. But love is not based on the look. We fall in love with someone's look after we fall in love with them. Then their look becomes what we fall in love with. It's not the other way around. So sometimes we get lost and we go the other way around. You go, I love the way someone looks. We think the way someone looks is important, when it's actually the soul is what's important, because it's the soul that feels the love. All right, so now we are going to look at Capricorn. Pluto stationing direct in your sign, you guys. This must be intense, but in a good way. I've got planets in Capricorn. I do feel a certain relief from this forward movement with Pluto. It's like the thing that may have been very upsetting in the last 6 months, deeply disturbing and upsetting, and just like almost sort of like unable to really believe it kind of experiences, and really doubting how it could be, how something you believe to be true could be. There's just, okay, thanks Tiger Lily, bye. Something that really impacts, that really impacted on a deep level will be cleared. You will no longer care about it. You've let it go. That issue doesn't bother you anymore. Your soul's like, whatever. There will be some kind of resolve, and we're going forward, and we will go back and look at this again because Pluto goes retrograde again, but further up the degree, which means, it depends on that degree, but can mean really amping up the issues so that it really gets cleared. Or you pass all the tests and you really are cleared of these issues. And these are deep triggers, okay? And it's wherever Pluto is in your chart. So we're going to look at Capricorn. It's in your first chart. So it's about you. It's a totalitarian feeling of control. So calling in Capricorns. And when I mean that is learning to trust and let go and flow. More Cancer. Be more Cancer, which is water. So calling in Capricorn's highest guides and angels to be with us in this read so that we may be guided. And if anybody would like a personal read or to go in more depth on any of these questions or issues, do email me. My link is above in my profile, so go ahead. All right. Calling in Capricorn's guides and angels. Did I do that? Highest frequency guides to aligned actions to the best destiny in love and life. Let's take a look. Ooh, Capricorn. Yeah, look at that. I mean, really what we're looking at is a spiritual transformation for Capricorn. And that really does literally mean I let go and let God on a deep level, because what are we looking at for Capricorn? The stellium in Libra is hitting in the 10th house. So Libra covers your 10th house. So you're having to learn to balance out your relationships in the work environment, career, and status. So you're clearing your fears and concerns about your status. You're clearing you're realizing more important things. See? Spiritualism. You are becoming more centered and shifting into the less material and into the more ethereal, because Capricorn is a very earth sign. It's a very materialistic sign. They're very, very secure based. They create a lot of security. They work very hard. And so they tend to become a little focused on the material for their source of security. And so with Libra in your 10th house, because career is where we would create, Capricorns are going to be very career centered. Capricorn is the 10th house. So it really is shifting into a more spiritual dedication. it's a big spiritual shift for Capricorn. I'm going to pull a moon card on them. For some reason, I feel like I should have pulled the moon cards earlier, but I'm going to do this, and then later I'll do a moon reading for each sign. That'll be fun. So for Capricorn, time to give rather than take came out. But this is going to put you much more in a strong position in your relationships. So I guess what I'm trying to say for Capricorn is that it's shifting your control in relationships, because we are talking about Libra. So you're not going to try to act in a way that manipulates other people in your relationships. Libra is a very manipulative energy in its shadow aspect. You could look at it in a bad way, but it's not necessarily bad. It's just that's how they operate. They work with the other person very strongly. And it looks like for Capricorn, in your career, you probably don't be your true self, and you're not being really honest, and so you hold yourself back. And in some level, that creates some kind of a weakness in your relationships, and I don't understand that. But now that this is the shift in being, it's time to release negativity. So in the moon card, I get time to release negativity. So it's like, it feels like for Capricorn, you're becoming stronger in your spiritual balance, because we get the Strength card. If you think about the Strength card is, oh my gosh, see that eight is the two energies, masculine and feminine, in balance. So it's spiritual and material. So you're really learning to balance more in your relationships, and believing in a spiritual connection to more divine relationships, to more soulmate. It's just in general a more balanced, less material time, and you're becoming more ethereal, and you're becoming much stronger, and your true relationships are going to become stronger for that, because you're going to see the material nature in it, and you're going to find peace in and if you were rejected or broke or anything, you're really finding out that the strength of your relationship is what matters the most, over career, over status. But like, the real relationships that matter to you matter the most, and you show up for those relationships, and you be real, and that you don't have to sort of compromise yourself in the career relationship world as much. And you're kind of possibly going to pull away from relationships you made just for career situations. Anything else for Capricorn? With the Libra stellium in their 12th and their 10th house, that Strength card comes up again, Capricorn. You're becoming very balanced and very strong, and you're mastering your negative thinking. You're mastering your headspace. You're becoming more in alignment with your own self, rather than trying to align with status or trying to make career impressions, or balance out relationships for career, out of security stabilizing a career, when it's not really necessarily, it could be a codependent situation that you're trying to work, and really you need to let that relationship go, and possibly that work go, or that situation go, because you don't have to compromise yourself to be secure. Being compromising relationships that are in order to be in your career. And that really does harmonize your energies now. You're becoming more in alignment, because these Libra planets are going to make us all more in our balanced state. We're going to be more balanced. All right? And committing to something. Everybody's going to commit to something more now. And I think this is because we've got Venus coming onto the South Node, and we're letting go of things that aren't really of our highest best in love, and Venetian things that were pleasurable, they've now soured in our life. Anything Venetian, old ways of making money. There's always shifts and turns in these lunation cycles. But we're really kind of letting go superficial things, of course, shedding things that weren't really ours. So for Capricorn, you're releasing career relationships, because Capricorn is all about career. So you're sort of stopping compromising yourself and being sort of a people pleaser to secure your career. Okay? Tashana wants a love reading. Let me do Aquarius and Pisces first. And then I will, Tashana, I'll give you a check-in, okay? So we're going to move now on to Aquarius, calling in Aquarius' highest guides and angels to be with us in this read so that we may guide them to their highest, best destiny in love and life, highest versions of themselves, most in aligned action. We call for guides and angels that are highly in high vibes in the light. So for Aquarius, an idea, oh, interesting. Wow, Aquarius. So let's look at your, where do we have Aquarius, have Libra in their ninth house. Yeah, this is a period of sort of transformation in relationships, in spiritual beliefs, differences in beliefs with sort of friends and relationships, and finding sort of a harmonized, yes, these are free. Yes, they are all free. And a harmonized, I accept donations if anybody wants to Venmo or Cash App, let me know. But Aquarius preemptively ran away from a situation. Now they are ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is going direct now. So they may, and when it was in retrograde, they probably went back and Capricorn for Aquarius is all in your first house. So this is going to be a strong time. These planets, Jupiter and Saturn, are going to station direct in your first house for Aquarius. So, so things are really going forward here. We get the Knight of Wands. So basically, ideas, Aquarius may have rejected a project or something from the past because of belief differences. And now they are very aware of a financially abundant opportunity that it was, and that they have passion for it, that they actually do have passion for it. And it is an alignment for them. Look at that. And it's really abundant. And they are going to turn back towards a community, passionate, abundant way of making money, and that they had just really been very negative. And they ended things. That negative thinking, that repeat negative thinking that ends stuff. So it's like there's that Libra card. So there's a balance in the middle. They were just negative. And they realized it was satisfying, that it fulfilled them. So, and now they're going to go forward. And Pluto stationing direct. Remember, Pluto's in Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, which is really your rulership, Aquarius, as well as Uranus. So for you guys, Pluto for Aquarius is stationing direct in your 12th house, which is very spiritual, and it is karma clearing, and it is all about divine and God, and it's almost like a fear of being wrong, or a fear of being spiritually wrong. So it's almost like, you know what, there's a free-for-all. It's a liberating. The world can everybody has freedom of a belief. And it's so nobody has to be right or wrong. Beliefs. So Aquarians are really exploring their relationships and their belief systems, and clashing in beliefs and relationships, and expanding their consciousness and raising and possibly opening up to travel. And so what does that bring the Aquarius? If you are Leo, I did Leo already, and I will, I'm going to post this so you can go back and look at it, okay? So I know it's kind of hard because I don't have markers. I can do that next time. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting a sign up. Next time around, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the sign. Okay, so now we're looking at Leo. Well, the reason is Leo realized that this project was inspiring. It was really inspiring. The inspiration is still there for this project. They pulled away from it out of upside down. It wasn't the right move to pull away from. It's an emptiness. They're sad without it. It's an emotionally fulfilling. It was spiritual. So I'm going to say that Aquarius are going back and taking on a project with a relationship. It could also be a romance that they pulled away from, or a project that they pulled away from because of spiritual or belief differences that they now feel very cleared from. They feel it was very inspiring. They liked the challenge. They think they were just negative. They're opening up their whole mind around it. Aquarius. I'm going to pull a moon card for Aquarius. Don't let pride, they let pride get in their way. So as a project, and that's the Leo axis. So they let pride get in their way. And they're breaking through and opening up their minds around something and being okay, and being more in the space of wonderment. All right? Aquarius. Now we're going to do Pisces. Calling in Pisces. Highest guides and angels. Highest frequency guide spirits, please. So that we may be guided towards in-aligned action for the highest good of all. Thank you, Spirit. This is the last one, and then I will do a couple reads for a couple people here that have some questions. Stick around. I will do you guys. Ooh, Pisces. Nice, nice. We do have Venus in Sagittarius. Sagittarius rules you. Good for Pisces. Hallelujah. Libra energy for Pisces. The Libra energy for Pisces is in your 8th house. Good. That's transformations. And we do get this death card for you. So we are looking at transformations here. Around finances, control. Pluto is in your 11th house. When Pluto is in your 11th house, you're letting go of control around groups of friends, friendships. You're letting go of giving your power away to friends and groups of friends. So you're really much more in your power now. You've cleared karma with friendship groups. And now you're somebody who's able to really receive, and sort of things are going to move very quickly for Pisces here. Don't forget Jupiter's going into your sign soon. So be ready. You've been going through a lot, guys, Pisces, but it was so that you would get to this point here, you would be ready and you would have your karma cleared for this point, because your karma is totally cleared, Pisces. So now that your karma is cleared, things are going to move very quickly. What other houses did I say? The 8th and Pluto in your 11th. So this is going to increase your, it almost feels like a big radical upgrade for you guys. Really, your attainment, you're arriving. You've really, really cleared some deep fears, Pisces, with this Capricorn in your 11th house, controlling friendships, and also it's kind of near your MC, your career. So you might have been clearing fears that groups, your career is very much through social media, through groups of friends, through all of that. And so you've probably been a lot of fears connected to your success around friends, and that's really ending. You really know who you are now. You feel really good about yourself. You feel like you're much more imbalanced in your energies, Pisces. This is good for Pisces. I think next year, this whole next year is going to be great for Pisces when Jupiter's in Pisces in November. So even if it's not happening quite now in Pisces, you can't see it yet. You can't quite see it yet because, you're still in a little bit of the fear mode of things. Probably relationships came crashing down, but you're probably in a little bit of fear mode around those relationships having crashed down, because they might have been your career or how you were going to expand your career through, and you might have just been like, oh my gosh, now what's going to happen? Well, now that you let go of that control, a whole new group of friends is opening up. Things are going to go forward in career-wise with groups of friends. And with this 8th house, Libra, you could get funding from outside sources, but money is going to open up for you. There's a transformation. This is what transforms your fears around finances. All right, and so communication is coming in. Those troubled paths with those friendships and those friendship groups are good. You've become emotionally much more in alignment, and you're now going to attract finances. Like, you feel much better about who you are. Like, you're okay without those friends. It's like you're trusting God is going to bring you salvation through. Oh, thank you, Capture Beauty, thank you. So yeah, the divine is going to bring you salvation because you're not trying to hold your financial abundance through these friendships, and it's like you're letting go. And when you let go of that, the divine can work and come in. And then you're going to end your negativity and fears around low finances. Look at that. That's negativity. You're going to see that there really is a divine force. Pisces are very spiritual. You're very connected to the higher realms all the time. You're a little bit in daydream mode, which is connecting to the other realms. And you are going to feel much more connected, because didn't we say the 12th house was something happening for Pisces in the 12th house? Well, yeah, we've got all these planets stationing direct. We've got Jupiter and Saturn stationing direct in your 12th house, Pisces. So yeah, you're kind of really overcoming some deep soul fears. All right, Pisces. Okay, so who wants a quick question before I sign off? I'll go ahead. Do me, Leo. I'm Leo. So are you still there, pretty black girl? Hi, pretty black girl. Are you still there? Oh, and also Tishana wants a question. Who's still here? Okay, hi, Tishana. I'll go ahead and give you a read right now. All right. Okay, let's take a look here. I'll come back, guys. If I don't get to your question now, I will come back later. I will come back maybe this afternoon if my time opens up. Okay, Tishana, love reading for you. Okay, calling in Tishana's highest guides and angels. Be with us in this read so that we may be higher guided to our highest best destiny in love and life, so that she may be guided to most aligned actions in her love life towards union. What sign are you, Tishana? Are you Leo? Me and James. Okay, Tishana on me and James. Love reading for Tishana. All right. All right. Okay, Cancer. Ooh, Cancer. Okay, yeah, hang in there. You want to really let go of any attachments to the person, even though they are most likely the one, because you can feel it. Cancer are very intuitive. And it's probably a fire sign. A lot of times Cancers have an attraction towards the Aries and cardinal signs, right? So that you've got Libra over your 4th house, Tishana. Which means a lot of these shifts and changes and new beginnings are occurring in home, family, house, living, possibly changing of location or changing your home, or a family member coming in, moving in with someone, or adding a home, etc. But you really are learning to balance something more. You have turned your energy away, Tishana. Good. You are releasing thinking of him all the time. If you let go of thinking of him all the time, because it says you were thinking of him all the time, but now you've really turned away from that. You've really learned how to balance your emotions out of that. Like you really are. Oh, hi, mommy of Warrior Baby. I just did Aquarius, so when I post this, you can just, go to the end and rewind a little bit, and you'll find Aquarius. And next time I do this, I'm going to put the astrological sign. I'm going to have a chart, and I'm going to go boop. Wait. Does it work? I'll put the sign up. Anyway. All right, so for Tishana, so it looks like you are doing great. Yes, I keep thinking about him. You're doing good, though. You're pulling out of that, and what you're doing, which is really cool, is you're thinking about him, but you're not letting it throw you emotionally out of loop. You're mastering your internal world connected to your thoughts. This is very spiritual. This is what the spiritual journey is all about, which is mastery of the mind and our emotional world and balancing that. And this is what Cancer have to do right now in these Libra energies, is to not take your pain to the relationship, but to take your pain and emptiness to God and you and your higher self. And you're really learning how to master your mind and not let thinking about him all the time upset you. You're really doing very well, Tishana. He is coming towards you. And by the way, if he was involved with somebody else, yes, look at that. Turned towards you, he's single. So if he has been involved with somebody else, or if he got involved with somebody else, he is now single. See, really what it was that you have to pull your energy more towards you. So you want to make sure, if you want a reading, I'm going to come back later today and I'll do some more. But also, you can hire me for a reading. I'm $20 for 15 minutes. I'm $60 for 45 minutes, $80 for an hour, and just email me and I can do you a long read. We can go into your chart. I do Zoom, and you can record it. So that's an option too. And then I just do free reads really quickly for people here. When I have time, I come on here. So, all right, just average black girl, we'll be doing you next, okay? Or who? I don't have a moderator here, so I have to apologize if I'm not getting everyone in the right order. But I'll do a couple more, and then I'll come back, okay? So for Tashana, yes, there's just been negative thinking between the two of you, okay? So try to keep. This looks like it's your guy, okay, Tashana? So what you want to do is you want to continue that work. You're doing good work on yourself, very good work. You're getting there. You're clearing your karma. This is the karma you needed to clear, which is letting somebody throw you off emotionally and then blaming them for it. I'm not saying you're blaming him, but that's what we tend to do. So what you got to do is power your mind to not let you throw off emotionally, and you're doing it. I want to give you a big applause. You're reaching it. You're doing it. And yes, it's pulling him back in. Good work. Keep at it. And just stay out of negative thinking, okay? It's hard. It's the hardest thing. But what you want to do is you want to keep your thoughts positive so that because you've got to maintain your emotional stability, and you got to do what it takes to create a stable center and emotions. That's what we Cancer have to do. We're very emotional people. So you got to, I'm Cancer too. So you got to, your power is in how well you manage our emotions. That's our power. We don't give our emotions away to other people. All right, Tashana? All right, who is next? Does that help, Tashana? I say keep at it. You're doing the right work. You're doing great. All right, I'm going to do, wait, the last, I'm trying to think. I think just your average black girl. How does Lorenzo feel about me? The outcome, please. Are you still there, just your average black girl? I can't imagine you're just your average black girl. How does Lorenzo feel about me and the outcome? Okay, I'm going to do this one. Okay. Just your average black girl. Calling in her highest guides and angels to be with us in this read so that she may be guided to her highest best destiny in love and life. Clarity of in aligned action. Okay, release, you will be next. So clarity of action towards most aligned action towards just your average black girl. Wow, my communication chakra opens up here. Communication, I think, might be in order for you. Let's take a look. Or someone communicating to you. All right. Most aligned action for just your average black girl. Thank you, Spirit. 4 of Wands. And this is about you and Lorenzo outcome. 4 of Wands is good. Well, this looks to me like you've really trying to move on from something that felt very in alignment, that feel very, very, you've had to let go. You got to let go. Keep letting go, by the way. You're making progress, letting go. Letting go of fear attachments. Okay, we get the Moon card. I'll get your outcome here. Do jump in. You can say Haley. Okay, Haley. Thank you. Instead of me calling you your average black girl. Okay, good. Haley. Okay, so Haley, in your headspace, you really feel like you have to move on from something, but it felt very in alignment. Is that right? Divine wants you to know that really what you have to do is make tremendous progress in letting go attachment to relationships. Okay? So, yes. Okay, good. But you're making progress. Okay, you're making good progress, and you have to let go of relationships. You have to let go of attachment energy. You have to let go of this relationship to balance it, so that it can balance. So the energies are slightly out of alignment here. Let's see what we can find out. We get the Judgment card. Get the Judgment card. We get the Devil card. We get the Ace of Wands. And we get the Sadness. Okay, so basically, are you... Okay, let's see. Good question. It's possible you let go. If there's another person before Lorenzo, somebody you've really let go of, somebody you've really moved on and let go and ended it. So I don't know, but it could be Lorenzo too, because if you have attachment energy to Lorenzo, that is energy you want to release. So ask yourself that question: is there attachment here? But I also get that you're waking up, because we get this waking up over the Devil, which means, are you concerned that Lorenzo is with other women or interested in other women? Because that's... I'm going to put clarity on Lorenzo. Let's put clarity on Lorenzo. For Haley's question about her and Lorenzo outcome. What is the true outcome for Lorenzo and Haley's spirit? Temperance. Okay, this is the beginning. Okay. Yes, thank you. Okay, good. So you have just ended this other energies. You've only just pulled out of the other energies. Is that right? You only just feel like you've really cleared the other relationship? So a little time is needed, because you have just cleared another, but he may as well. It may be about him too. He may have just ended something too. So patience is required, okay? So I think that you feel like a strong connection. Do you feel a really strong connection? Because I get this card in heart space on him, which could mean that you feel very connected to him. Okay, good. Okay, so be positive about this relationship. Yes, be positive about this relationship. This is a fresh start. Does this relationship look good for her? Does this relationship look good? Does this relationship look good? Heart space towards Lorenzo. Is there a connection? Does Lorenzo, what is his heart space towards her? Heart space towards her. He's also just left a situation too, and he's ended it. So he's in a vulnerable, he's just pulled away from a very strong commitment. Let's try again. Heart space from Lorenzo towards Haley spirit. Ooh, deep connection, good connection. This looks supported by the universe, moving forward. Communication, pain. Yeah, I think you want to have patience. I feel like we have a soulmate. Yes, I get this. Look. 6 of Cups. That is a deep soul past life relationship. Something you do really like. There is a connection. Divine is going, this is supported by the universe. This is going forward. Communication is coming in. There's fears, so just be patient around this, okay? Fears of pain, fears from deep soul fear issues coming up around other endings. You could trigger each other a little bit because of this connection, okay? He is Gemini, Cancer, cusp, and I'm Pisces, so very emotional. Yeah. So just go very gentle on each other. Be very kind. Be very, develop the friendship really strong. There's no expectations, okay? It does look to me like there's going to be a relationship here, yes. Because you're both, look at him. And he's a little turned away from you because he's vulnerable, okay? And he's afraid you're going to reject him. Okay, I get the 4 of Wands here. I do think you guys are going to end up together. So he's just pulling out of a tower. Okay, let's see. So he's pulling out of a tower. You both, either he or you have been in a tower situation. You're pulling out. You now feel very free and emancipated. But look at him turned away. Water sign masculine. Very vulnerable, afraid of rejection. Okay, but I do see the 4 of Wands here, which means alignment. This is very in alignment. And potentially home relationship stuff. So Wendy, Maxwayne, you can, I'm going to leave after this one for just from Haley. I'm going to do a little timeline on her, then I'm going to stop this and come back, but I will come back later. But also if you would like a read, and I can do reads as, if, you know, I do hour reads are $80. I do